Hello, my name is Carl Yamri, and today I'll be reflecting on the key skills employers seek out from psychology graduates, assessing my own strengths and areas I personally need to grow in, and how courses like Quantitative Research Methods 3660 will help greatly benefit me in my psychology career. Here are 5 that I believe are very important when it comes to psychology. Communication. Strong verbal and written communication skills can boost you no matter where you go in life. Even if you're going to the local McDonald's and asking for a specific type of burger. When you're doing that, you're communicating what you want, and if you don't effectively tell them, oh, I'm allergic to onions, don't do onions anywhere near my burger, there's a high chance that they won't follow it if you don't effectively tell them. If you say no onions, you have to be specific. As well as in psychology, when you're in a college class for cognitive development, writing a research paper on whatever subject you were talking about, clearly presenting your findings and conclusions can greatly benefit your classmates in trying to understand what you just found out, and without taking your idea and throwing it somewhere else. Empathy and emotional intelligence is very crucial when it comes to psychology. Understanding and responding to emotions effectively can create a connection with you and your client if you're a therapist, or create connections when you're trying to study if pedicestive therapy helps with depression levels. For example, during a counseling role, recognizing what the person feels, especially let's say if they're stressed about exams, a college student, and offering a listening ear and creating ideas for them to have a stress-free study time, or even ways to cope with all this overwhelming anxiety that they may not have never experienced before. Another skill that is very important is having research and analytical skills. Being able to go in the field and researching, whether it be survey researching or tests or like Milligan's experiment, going out and having all this data come in, you're gonna need to learn how to analyze it. When you analyze data, you're able to interpret the results and write reports that accurately reflects what you found and what they could even mean. Sorry about that pause. I sneezed everywhere. But going on, the next one I have is ethics and integrity, adhering to ethical guidelines created by the APA when working with sensitive information. A great example when it comes to why you need to know ethics, let's say ethics is the cap on a water bottle, and the water bottle is sensitive information. If you don't tightly screw on the cap, follow the guidelines, when you take the water bottle and put it upside down, it's gonna spill everywhere. It's gonna and let's say you're at a computer, it's gonna damage the computer. It's gonna get all over you. That's kind of the effect it is. If you don't adhere to ethical guidelines, it will hurt not only you, it will hurt the other people that is involved with this information. The last one I have is one that I consider one of the many important ones when it comes to psychology, is cultural competence. I don't know if many other people are going to talk about this one, but understanding and respecting diversity is so important when it comes to psychology, because not everyone is a white dude, a Catholic dude, a Jewish man. There's so many different cultures to understand and learn how to respect. For example, if you work in a community clinic, you have clients from so many different cultural backgrounds. You need to keep an open mind and adapt your approach to fit their values. Or if you work in the food industry, there are many people who are vegan, gluten-free, or even have to have certain dietary requirements due to the religion. Understanding the situation and trying to find a way to adapt and let them still enjoy the same experience for equality amongst everyone is one of the most important things. To put it in psychology, being able to be that person that can create different types of coping mechanisms. Let's say you're a therapist, creating different types of coping mechanism for those who are coming to see you. Not everyone is going to be the same exact way. Not everyone's going to have the same cultural backgrounds. Finding those coping mechanisms and fitting them towards the individual self, and not just, oh, well, don't be on that phone so much and we'll have anxiety. That's not going to work with everyone. There are many strengths I had when it came to taking the PDEC that I did not know I had. I tried to answer honestly to all of them, and it was like hard for me to ascertain, did I do this enough to warrant a check? Because some of them in the ones I didn't give a check for, I've done similar. I just didn't think it was enough to say I've done it in a way. And then also I just haven't done some in general. Besides working effectively in groups and developing documenting professional development, I had almost the top on each of the scales, with only 1 to 2 off on a couple of them. There are many strengths that I have that I could continue growing on. One is communication. As you can tell with this, I struggle when it comes to communicating me to a camera, which is something I know I personally need to keep growing on because of today's society and how this is a very common way to communicate, or even with Zoom calls. I had gotten a 5 when it came to area and strength on oral communication. I know there are many ways I can continue to develop this. The biggest one is I can improve by simply writing more scripts down and just speaking them out loud, even if it's just to myself, to the mirror, or to the phone. I'll be able to continue my public speaking strength. Another one that I had gotten 11 out of 13 on was my ethical moral codes for following them. I know a big one I can continue to improve this on is to go to the trainings. I know one of them I had missed was completed online research ethics training lesson. I did not know that was a thing. I do know that when I start branching out into internships, I will probably pay to take one of these courses so I could have a certificate of sorts to show that I understand ethical values. Because I personally think I already do, but having the reassurance I do and finding out more ways I can continue my strength on this will be wonders to be someone in the psychology field, and then further into my social work field. Research skill is something I personally think I'm good at when it comes to especially analyzing data. But I could continue deepening these skills by doing more research projects, even if it's not for class. I've done a couple of them when I was researching the gene the wild child. I can continue on my research skill by just doing more research like that. I'll be able to comfortably talk about what I find, which will go into the communication. Everything just builds on each other. Or I can attend workshops or go shadow some people I know in the psychology and social work field. To overall all the strengths, I'm gonna continue improving them by setting goals and trying to push past the goals and getting feedback from what I can do. When it comes to the on-track goals, I believe that I don't have on-track ones, especially for the rubric. They were either areas of strength or areas of needed growth. So I will talk about the areas needed growth, especially when it comes into working effectively in groups. I feel like I work pretty effectively in groups. However, to the PDEC, I could only answer 3. Work on a research team, which I counted as my researching class I took at my junior year for college, junior high school, but dual enrolled in the college class. And then working on a group of class paper and being an active member of an organization. I used to be part of the Kiwanis Club of Lapeer. However, I was not able to answer work on a student organization or any of those ones. One downside I have is, at least the campus I live on, there's 2 student clubs. One I couldn't join because I have a Chromebook, I don't have a gaming laptop, and 2, I think there's a Faith and Fellowship Club, and I personally did not want to join it for my own reasons. So there's a little hard being a part of college organizations, although I was a part of the theater club and the powerlifting team in my high school. And then the other one I got a 0 on was my documenting professional development. I've not done a curriculum Vita. I've not had anyone analyze this. That is a skill I should not learn. So to continue improving these skills and hopefully get them higher, I'll try to take on more leadership roles in my life and join more organizations and community projects. I plan on trying to stay engaged with my campus and learning more opportunities I have to be part of a group, and then seeking mentorships, like going to someone who I know, seeking mentorships from experienced professionals. I know someone who runs their own, I guess, social work therapy area. I know a couple of those people, and they've offered me to learn how to do this job from them. If I can take them up on the offer and continue my knowledge, I'll grow on these strengths, and I can mark them to on track and then hopefully an actual strength. Courses like quantitative research methods are helping me prepare for my future career in psychology and social work by teaching me the essential skills, especially this one. It teaches me research methods and how to formulate actual proposals. I don't believe I've done a real proposal until this class. I've done similar items, but I've not done a literature review or proposal. And reading the textbook for this class is teaching me all the different skills that I could use to throw into my other psychology classes. Also these classes are teaching me about ethics. They teach me how to be an ethical person and what should I do if I don't know if my project's being ethical or not, which, if you're gonna ask, is probably not. Also in the future, I could take courses like the senior internship. I believe I saw that as like one of the last courses you take your senior year, to get this hands-on experience through projects and internships. This will improve not only my job readiness, but it'll also help me apply my knowledge of psychology in the real world setting and be able to help myself help others.